idea.
No idea? You guys want to take a guess?
Micro camp?
What a migrant camp is.
Migrant camp.
Do you know what a migrant camp is?
I do not.
Migrant camp? Okay. Like, you guys have a couple moments? What?
No, sorry, I'm starving. We're trying to get food real quick.
Okay.
That's cool.
A migrant camp?
Yes.
Like a migrant camp?
Yes.
I would imagine it's a camp of people migrating between countries.
No.
No, I have no idea what a migrant camp is.
You have no.
I don't know if there's an exact definition, but I've heard the term used, so I'm familiar with it.
Migrant camp where migrants live?
Migrant camp. Yeah. Do you know what they do though?
Well, most of them are farm workers.
Most of them are farm workers. And do you know how much they usually get paid, roughly?
No idea.
You have no idea?
Well, I mean, I don't care. As long as like somebody is being employed fairly and doing the work, I want that work to get done.
Do you know what a migrant camp is?
Oh, migrant camps, yes.
Migrant
Yeah.
camp? Yeah? What are they?
Camps where you take migrant workers. Like, are you talking about migrant farmers?
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
So they're where migrant farmers live, like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know where you guys' strawberries come from at all, or any of the fruits or vegetables you guys usually eat? You guys have any idea?
No.
I was just in Chicago for school, so most of those came from Chile, which was a problem. It's very far away.
What are you getting at?
What are we getting at? Well, like, we're just trying to like find out how aware people are. So far, you're one of the most aware. No, seriously.
Congratulations.
Like,
Not really at all.
when we say migrant camp, people be like, what? Like, don't the strawberries all come
really?
from like Chile? Like, yeah. They don't.
In reality, most strawberries don't come from Chile. Those delicious fruits that we enjoy, be it the juicy California strawberries or the tasty Florida oranges, they all come from, well, California and Florida. And who picks these fruits, you ask? Well, the migrant workers do. The same folks whose lives are 30 years shorter than those of the average Americans. With half of their children never reaching high school, they're forced into one of America's most dangerous industries, agriculture. This film will just begin to tell their story.
Every year, migrant workers follow the harvest. They start in Texas, California, and Florida, where the fruits and vegetables ripen soonest and move northward. It happens all across the United States. They are everywhere, yet they are invisible.
Farmers want the workers to remain invisible. Most camps have big, bold, no trespassing signs at the entrance. It wasn't even until 1972 that farmers allowed visitors to these camps. And even then, they would threaten photographers who came to the poorest camps. But a hand-picked in America sticker on the fruit does not mean that the workers were healthy or were living the American dream. Most migrant workers earn about $10,000 a year, but a quarter of that income goes towards housing, and in this case, housing is a very generous term. The houses shown here are among the plushest of the migrant camps, but some migrants live in tents or worse. The farmers themselves provide housing that migrants pay for, and the farmers don't even have to upgrade deteriorating infrastructure.
Most camps have communal bathrooms that allow infectious diseases to spread quickly, especially airborne diseases like tuberculosis. A single cough can send contagious saliva particles into the air. In enclosed spaces like communal bathrooms, a single tuberculosis bacterium can begin an epidemic. During harvest, an epidemic can spell disaster because laborers cannot take a day off pay to go to the doctors for medicine.
40% of all migrant workers have never seen a doctor in their entire life, even though farming is a very dangerous job. In fact, agriculture sees 30 fatal injuries for every 100,000 laborers, which makes it even more dangerous to both mining and the military. Most don't have insurance, some can't physically get to a doctor, and others fear that when they go to a doctor, they could get deported. Half of all migrant workers are illegal, and most come from Mexico. In fact, they don't even complain about having to work 60 to 70-hour work weeks, nor do they complain about getting paid below minimum wage.
When Georgia cracked down on illegal immigration, thousands of illegal migrant workers were deported. The farmers weren't able to hire enough workers to harvest their crops, and because of it, the crops rotted in the field. It's no surprise, given the long hours, low pay, and no benefits, 90% of Americans say that they would not accept the offer to go work in the fields and live in a migrant camp, even if they were unemployed at that time. In short, migrant workers are essential to the economy of agriculture, and farmers everywhere rely on their cheap and reliable labor. Migrant camps are not about to be disbanded. But that does not mean that migrant workers should be condemned to an unhealthy and uneducated life.
To enact change, America must first publicly acknowledge migrant workers. By becoming aware of the invisible servitude of the people around you, you can make more informed decisions in voting and in purchasing items. This can lead to improvements in the migrant community. Also, the government must make immigration paperwork more accessible to migrants. Many migrants are illegal because there's no simplified pathway to obtaining work permits. Many of these people are not criminals, they're here to just work. If we can provide an easier and legal route to obtaining these work permits, we can further assimilate migrants into society.
To raise awareness of this issue, please write to your fellow congressmen and women. This can be done easily online at the house.gov website. For further information on migrant camps and on what you can do to help, please visit www.fwjustice.org. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who fought for civil liberties, be the change you want to see in the